You were headed to jail and someone offered you a free lawyer and health care. Would you say yes? Robin Speronis, the Cape Coral woman who's become famous for living off the grid, said no to both of those offers recently. And 4 in Your Corner's Liza Fernandez asking her why in an exclusive interview. Liza?
Patrick, Robin Speronis spent a month in Lee County Jail on animal cruelty charges before the case was dropped last week. She tells me sticking to her off-the-grid principles kept her behind bars longer and even landed her in what you and I might view as a harsher punishment, solitary confinement. For the woman who's become known for living off the grid, jail is a world away from the movement's self-reliant philosophy.
I've been in the belly of the beast.
And swallowed whole by the very governmental and industrial systems against which she rebels.
You had from the beginning refused a public defender. Why?
Because the public defender is part of the system.
So Speronis remained behind bars for a full 3 weeks.
And so I got to know the women there. I got to know their stories.
And continued questioning everything about the jail's standard operating procedure.
I have experience with that for being off the grid and also with the healthcare system. So that is, who I've become. So I am programmed to think, to question, to read, to understand.
Speronis tells me she wouldn't let medical staff even weigh her, much less test her for communicable diseases like tuberculosis.
And refusing health care, it was inconvenient for them.
And then, without warning, Speronis was moved to an isolation cell.
No one officially told me anything.
So you deduced that you were isolated because you refused medical care.
Right.
The Lee County Sheriff's Office does confirm if an inmate refuses medical care, they are in fact isolated. For Speronis, it worked out.
And I think it was 10 by 14. And no rules. I didn't have to mop the floor, do chores, quiet and no rules. And I had the opportunity to start writing my book.
That will be Speronis' 4th book on her off-the-grid experiences. And tomorrow they continue. The city of Cape Coral has a special code enforcement hearing on her 30 or so open alleged code violations. In the studio, Liza Fernandez, Fox 4, in your corner.
Thank you, Liza. We want you to join the conversation. What do you think about Speronis being put in solitary confinement in jail and her claim that she was never told she was going to be put there for not undergoing the medical evaluation? Call us 239-206 Fox 4.